Do Now Think Positive podcast. FendiPendi, creative content coach, and Philip Tan, CEO, Snapp Packaging. Do Now Think Positive podcast.
Do now,
Think positive. My name is Philip Tan,
and I am FendiPendi, your creative content coach.
and today we have a special guest from Singapore. She's the author of this book, Enneagram, which she will explain to you just in a short while. And she's trained in Psychologist, and she's also the owner of Enneagram for both Singapore as well as Malaysia. So let's welcome Cindy Leong. Cindy.
Yeah, the Enneagram is a personality profiling framework that talks about 9 different worldview, 9 different personality types, 9 different strategies, 9 different ways of communication, 9 different behavioral styles. So basically, your common sense is not my common sense. There are 9 different common sense and 9 different types of normal. So we all live our life differently, and it is important to understand the different personality types around us.
All right. Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah.
So, Cindy, I have the first question for you. You work with entrepreneurs and executives through personality analysis. That's your forte. And what personality type are most prone to overthinking business decision? And more importantly, what is your psychological shift that you can teach them to break these paradigms and say, make the call?
Yeah, I guess understanding your Enneagram type makes a lot of difference because every type procrastinate, overthink for different reason. So it depends on what your type is. Some overthink because they don't have enough information yet. So they don't think they can make the call yet. So they procrastinate, right? Some, they are too much into planning. They need the plan to be perfect before they execute. So that sometimes may also lead to procrastination. Some, they overthink, hey, if I do this, will it succeed or not? What if it fails? So when there's too much of this, or there's another type that might overthink because, is this a good representation of me? Is it meaningful? Is it meaningful to people? So when they think too much of that, right, then it may lead to procrastination. So there are 9 different types of procrastination, we can call that, right? So when we know what our types are, how we function, what tends to draw us back, then we can learn how to break that, right? Shift that mindset, and sometimes even positive reframing. Yeah, so there is a, Enneagram type 6, because for 6s, they tend to think of worst case scenario first. And they need the plan to be perfect. They need to have all the contingency plan pan out before they take action. So that leads to the overthinking and procrastination. So when they know that, oh, I'm a type 6. So there are entrepreneurs that have moved out of it, shifted out of it. The new mindset they now adopt is, when I feel anxious, I should quickly take action, because the faster I take action, the earlier I get the outcome. Then no need to feel anxious anymore, right? So for him, it helps him to make decision faster. So it's a new reframing that you need.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, Cindy, some people are natural action takers. Some are overthinkers. Okay, so is that their personality, or is that trauma, or how do they change that pattern?
So Enneagram tells us about we are all made up differently, physically, genetic makeup, and also the chemicals. So there are some types that are, for example, type 3, there is excessive orexin in the body. Orexin is a chemical that regulates hunger behavior. So for this group of people, they are always looking out for things to do, hungry for success. So when there's nothing to do, they must find things to do. So for them to take action is kind of easier, right? However, doesn't mean they will not procrastinate, but they procrastinate for different reason. Yeah, so there are some types, yes, like for example, 6s who think of worst case scenario first. They tend to have this hypersensitive amygdala, which is a part of the brain that monitors danger, potential danger. So for them, with their heightened awareness of the potential danger, they will see what could go wrong very easily. They are naturally good at planning for worst case scenario and preparation and contingency plan, which may not be a bad thing, right? But it's just that knowing that this is how your body is functioning, now you know how to respond to your bodily impulses rather than just letting it go haywire. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So it's all about moving up the
Mm.
mastery level. So when we say self-mastery level means you get to master yourself and get a hold of yourself better, right? And that comes with awareness.
Yeah, true. But you know, Cindy, as business owner, I'm sure we have seen a lot of team get stuck in negative spiral down. I mean, complaining, blaming, and losing momentum. From Enneagram perspective, what is a faster way a leader can shift their teams to think positive actions, and also what actually work beyond just be more positive?
So I think the core of the issue is what is keeping them in this negative framework. So is it a belief about something? The belief about leadership? So you have to go in through the belief level rather than just the behavioral level. So in our coaching framework, there is one that is talking about the different levels. That means where do you need to pitch your motivation at? So if you're just going at a behavioral level, but the people's mindset hasn't changed, then it's not going to work. Or is it a competency level? That means if it's a competency thing, then send them for training lah. That means they believe they can, but they just lack competency. So you just need to be aware of the team. Where are they stuck? At which level? Or sometimes it can also be an identity issue. That means they see that I am a nurturer. So you want them to be the one that chiong, very difficult, right? So they are the nurturer. So if their identity is the nurturer, then that means they will stay put, they will anchor, they will make sure the team is cohesive. That's it. But they may not do the fighting for you, may not, right? So you just need to know which types, what position you need to put them at, and at which level are they prepared to be at. Yeah. And of course, sometimes you want to elevate them. So that is when you need to have that heart-to-heart thought. Are you ready to go up the next level? If not, you just stay here lah.
Right.
That means you just do this lah. Can lah. Then you do other plans lah. You just keep the person here.
Yeah, okay. We all have that voice in our head, whether it's
Yes.
negative or positive, whether you say, I'm not ready, I'm scared, what if I fail, or things like that. Yeah. So what's the fastest way to counter that?
Okay, so firstly, we need to know where the fear is coming from, right? The fear is about failing. So what is the reframing for that? Do I fail more if I don't even take action, or taking action and fail? Which one is more of a failing? So that's the reframing that we need to do, right? So sometimes it's if I know there is a chance of failing, but not doing is even more worse, I'll do. But what are the other contingency plan? So who can I talk to? Preparation. Who are the people that I can seek support from? Any mentor? So getting support is super important.
But just sorry to interrupt, but do you think this is like a matter of options and privileges? You know, like, okay, I want to change something, but some people don't have that kind of options. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's possible. However,
they need to do that because there's no other choice. If I don't do this, what else, I can do?
Yeah. So it's really about opening up. You see, options comes with education and awareness, right? So exposing ourselves, like watching your podcast, right, is actually exposing us to options that, hey, you don't have to do things this way. You can do things other ways. So all this kind of education, what kind of info, what kind of data you feed yourself with, right, makes a lot of difference. Or who are the friends you mix with?
Yes.
It
I
makes a
think
lot
you
of
need to
difference.
change your mindset, right? You need to change your mindset. Who are you mixing with? Otherwise, you become like victim mentality. You sort of feel down.
Your environment shapes
Yes.
you see. So the first step, the first physical step is actually changing of environment. That's what we talk about in coaching. So before you can even change anything, sometimes you just need to mix around with the right person, listen to fresh perspective, and to know that, you can also do things this way. You can also do it this way. I never thought of it that way. Then, getting curious. So I guess it all starts with opening. Yeah, because if the person is very close up, it's very difficult.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
But then if you look at this way, what if business owner or entrepreneur facing a very critical decision like to hire, to fire, or to divest, or to invest, right?
Yeah.
And they are drowning in a decision making because they are overthinking, right? What do you tell them? Say, do now to get clarity and just move forward. What would be your advice for them?
Oh, usually for business owners and entrepreneurs, I must say having a healthy support group helps, or a mentor helps. That means don't be alone. Don't be left alone. You need to be with a group of
A
people.
team.
Like your support group, like there is a support group that I was in, right? It's a learning group, and we're all in different businesses. And when I'm stuck in something, I would ask, hey, what do you think? And what do you think? And what do you think? So all the experienced entrepreneurs would give me what their feedback of what they think, and then I go back and make my decisions. But at least I get some
Feedback.
some
kind of,
data to work
yeah.
with rather than not even knowing anything. So
That's a good
hearing
point,
from
yeah.
experienced people. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Cindy, please explain for someone who's never heard of Enneagram.
Enneagram.
Enneagram. Okay.
Enneagram.
So how does knowing your personality type actually help you stop overthinking and start doing it? Can you just give us briefly?
Oh, so like what I shared right at the beginning, right? Enneagram is not just a personality profiling. It is actually telling you what triggers you, what is your life strategies, what makes you tick, what makes you overthink. So it's not just about what are you like in terms of behavioral traits, but it's actually telling you why are you like that. And so we are all motivated by a certain core motivation. So when you know that motivation, there's also the flip side, which is the core fear, right? What motivates you and what's the fear? So when we have full awareness of this, then it helps us to be aware that, when my strength is overused, it can lead to weakness and lead to a compulsion, which is overuse, which is not good. So how can I have that balance? So when I'm overthinking, is it thinking for the right reason, like being careful and considering, or is it really overthinking? So that helps us to draw that balance. I mean, I'm not asking you to be reckless, right? So maybe the more reckless Enneagram type, we will tell that, okay, don't answer immediately. Give yourself one day to think first, answer tomorrow. Not asking you to do now, right? Like being reckless, right? So there must be that thin line to draw. So understanding the Enneagram helps you know where are you on this universal scale. Are you the relatively too fast one and then you end up being reckless? Or are you the relatively too slow? Then you need to work on coming back to the balance, which requires wisdom.
It's a very good point.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so we are coming to the end of the show, and Cindy, it's time for you to shine. So, would you like to give our viewer one strong takeaway?
So the number one question people like to ask me, Cindy, why Enneagram? Why not the other personality profiling? So as a psychology student, I've tried all the different profiling tools like DISC, MBTI, the color test, the bird test, the strengths finder. Nothing quite explains about why are we the way we are, like the Enneagram. Most profiling tells you what are you like, the behavioral traits, what. But the behavioral traits does change at different life stages depending on the environment you're in, right? What the environment demands of you. And then as we go deeper, we learn that the Enneagram doesn't just explain your behavioral traits. It essentially tells you why do you do what you do. It's your core motivation. So your core motivation, which also the flip side is your core fear and your strategies in life. What do you do to achieve what you wanted, right? And so with the Enneagram, it gives us a lot more insights into ourselves, what triggers us, why it triggers us, and what are the choices we can choose to respond to that situation, right? Do we choose to get triggered or do we choose to, okay, let it go, right? Even though we feel triggered inside, but we can choose to control ourselves, right? And then, of course, the next is about building relationship. We have talked as an entrepreneur, you have talked to a lot of people, and there are some people you kind of like, why are they like that? You don't quite understand, right? Oh, this behavior is so weird. Or why did the person make this comment? Why did this person have such thinking? How come this person talk so direct? How come this person cannot go straight to the point? How come this person don't want to say don't want, right? Then they just ghost you and then they go beat around the bush, or they don't reply, or how come this person just look so cool, right? And why this person so helpful? What does the person want? So when you know about the Enneagram, you know why people are the way they are. So entrepreneurs is very useful because you need to hire people. You can use this in terms of building your team, talk to clients, building relationship, of course, with family members, family, children. And the best part is your Enneagram type does not change. So you're born with the type, but you can move up and down your mastery level. That comes with awareness and self-development work. So that's why it's really important that entrepreneurs really need to get a hold of your Enneagram type, not just your type, and also your team's type. So that will definitely help you in your team dynamics. So I hope to see you in my classes that's happening in Malaysia. See you.